Hello everyone, welcome back to Medical Laboratory Science Research. This is Systematic Review, Pathways to Impact, and Reference Manager. Previously, we already talked about systematic review, and I believe I was also the one who created the video or discussed this topic together with data collection and types of research. But for today, we're going to make a recap of systematic review and we're going to relate it to the use of a very important tool in research, which is reference manager. A systematic review is a comprehensive, systematic, and objective synthesis of evidence to answer a question. Basically, systematic review makes use of existing data, existing studies, or existing journal articles to help you understand deeper a certain research problem. So, parang secondary data yung ginagawa natin or ginagamit natin dito. Why do we use or why do we create a systematic review? Is it a poor quality of research? Is it a lower level of research? Definitely no. A systematic review allows us to manage or to control information explosion. So what is information explosion? It is basically information overload. Parang pinagandang term lang, no? Yung information overload, di ba, we use it to describe a condition or parang a phenomenon na parang ang dami-daming knowledge dyan, pero hindi mo naman siya ma-process or hindi mo siya ma-connect or correlate with one another. Ganon din sa information explosion. Sometimes, there are so many studies about a certain topic, sabihin natin antimicrobial resistance, pero sa sobrang dami nila, hindi mo na alam kung saan ka titingin or hindi mo na alam how to make sense of that many studies or many journal articles. So, doon pumapasok sa systematic review by gathering these articles and grouping them together and checking the conclusion or the evidence presented in all of those articles, we would be able to better understand a certain topic or a certain research problem. Also, systematic review addresses uncertainty. Or pag hindi ka sure, di magbasa ka pa. Diba? Mag-collect ka pa ng data, i-analyze mo yung data. It also addresses knowledge gaps. Okay? Pwede and identifies knowledge gaps. Pwede pala na sa dami-dami ng articles in the world, by correlating them with one another, by organizing those studies, meron kang makikita na, meron pa palang hindi na at target or hindi na address na pwede nang gawing research or thesis ng mga future researchers, di ba? Ng mga other scientists or other people. And then finally, systematic review improves the quality of care. So, pwede ito sa mga nasa medical field, by looking at a systematic review, okay, nabasa na nila. Pag nakabasa sila ng systematic review, diba, it will save them time and it will help them make better decisions kasi yung systematic review na-organize na lahat ng mga existing data about a particular disease. So, it improves quality of care. How do you conduct a systematic review? Ayan. Siyempre, kailangan natin mag-prepare. Kailangan natin i-identify ating mga variables, ang ating research problem, research objectives. After we prepare, we create the literature review. So, we gather every article that is related to our variables. We extract data, or we group them together and then analyze them, evaluate or appraise these literature. And finally, create the application. So, by gathering all these data, anong masasabi mo? Anong masasabi mo about COVID? Anong masasabi mo about antimicrobial resistance? So, that is systematic review. It gives order, diba, to the vast knowledge there is in the research field. During preparation, sabi natin, kailangan natin i-identify ang ating mga variables. What are those variables? Meron tayong PICO, population, intervention, control, and outcome. So, anong ibig sabihin nun? Dito, what is the population sa kanyang research question na how useful are probiotics for acute diarrhea? Ang population ay children daw. Children with acute diarrhea. Ano yung intervention? Ano yung in-administer in hopes of treating or managing acute diarrhea? Yung probiotics. Ano yung control? Yung ina-assume natin na normal lang, walang effect, walang intervention. It is the placebo. Alam niyo ba yung placebo, 'di ba? It comes in the same form as your intervention but it has no active ingredient in it. So akala mo lang akala mo umiinom ka din ng probiotic, pala walang laman yun. So that is placebo. It's like a negative control. And then, what is our outcome? Reduction or reducing the duration of diarrhea and preventing the need or limiting hospitalization and adverse events. So once you identify these variables, alam mo na kung ano yung mga research articles na kukunin mo in your literature review. Siyempre, kukuha ka ng data about diarrhea, di ba? What is its background? Kukuha ka ng research articles about probiotics, ano yung mga active, ano yung mga bacteria that are used in probiotics. Tapos mag-search ka na ng articles about use of probiotics in children in different location, in different settings, in different countries. Yun. So once you gather all your literature, pwede mo na siyang i-analyze, i-correlate, and then look for research gaps or look for strong evidence that will support your research problem. And that is it. That is your systematic review. Another important step of preparation, parang inuna ko na, tinapos ko na siya agad. But still in preparation, another important step in preparation is identifying your protocol. So what does a protocol do? Ayan. Or what is the importance of having your protocol? Kung dapat meron kang game plan. Okay? Kahit na you're just collecting data, meron ka pa ring framework, di ba? Conceptual framework or flowchart, because this will help you identify your tasks and timeline. Ano ba talaga yung gusto mong hanapin? It also prevents duplication of work because after you identify your protocol, may makikita ka sa Google Scholar na nakagawa na pala ng systematic review na yun. So, yun. Having a protocol early on, diba? Even before you start collecting your data, it will catch these red flags. It will prevent you from duplicating, work that is already existing. And your protocol is also useful for applying for grants or funds. And then it also minimizes bias. So, pinaplansya natin yung protocol para it's ethical, diba? Ethical, professional, ganyan. Di ko alam kung you know that reference, pero yun, sa TikTok yun. And then, another part of preparation is registration. Registration of the title should be done prior to creating the protocol and data collection. Registration is simply registering your data or kumbaga kung meron kang URDC or meron kang research department in your institution, parang ifa-file mo siya na this is what you're going to do. Again, what is its purpose? It's for you to parang take dibs on your research problem or research project. So registering your study prevents the risk of multiple reviews addressing the same question. It reduces publication bias. And finally, it provides greater transparency. So dapat i-announce mo na this is my study. Ayan. Para sa'yo na yon, ikaw na bahala doon. After you prepare, you can now proceed to literature review. So this is the step where you collect all of your studies according to the protocol that you have set up. Ano yung picture? Ang cute ng picture na to kasi this is the essence of literature review. There are so many articles in online or in the internet or in the journals in the library. But what systematic review really does is that it organizes these information. Kasi yung knowledge, parang meron nga akong meron akong parang hindi siya quote, but something I've heard before na parang knowledge not applied or not analyzed is parang useless. Ganon. So, aanhin natin yung fact na Escherichia coli can be resistant to antibiotics kung hanggang ganun lang. Pero hindi mo inintindi yung impact niya sa public health. Hindi mo inintindi yung mga measures na pwede natin gawin para ma-address yon. So, if it stays as fact only, magiging useless siya. So, yun yung ginagawa natin sa literature review. We collect all these data, we try to make sense out of those data, and ayun, we organize these data. So, yan yung goal ng systematic review. Take note that when you are performing your literature review, always remember, garbage in is garbage out. So, when you collect your studies, make sure that you are collecting from reputable sources. Yung peer review, di ba, yung may mga Scopus, yung may mga grade. Kasi if you're going to take articles just from any website, or yung mga predatory articles, it will compromise the quality of your work. So, ayan, kahit na hindi systematic review yung thesis nyo, but ngayon, naghahanap kayo ng articles, make sure that the journals you are getting your studies or articles from are reputable and talagang peer-reviewed siya. Ayan, are talagang reliable in the research field. Okay, please stay away from predatory journals. Ayan, so tapos na daw tayo mag-collect ng data. We can now analyze the data. We group them together. We check if they answer our research problem. We check the results that were gathered from each article and check if there is really strong evidence, yun nga, that probiotics work against acute diarrhea. So in data analysis, we can use statistical softwares. Ayan, mga Jamovi, mga SPSS, ganyan. We extract the data, we identify the relative risk, odds ratio. Although for systematic review, I just want to clarify na for systematic review, it's really more on organizing the data. But if you want to generate new conclusion from those available articles, it's more of a meta-analysis already. And I believe I was able to discuss this in our, earlier video. Ayan, sana po hindi po tayo ma-confuse. Kapag systematic review, parang siyang descriptive. So, kino-organize lang natin, check natin kung marami ang nag-agree na probiotics is helpful against diarrhea, ganyan. But if we want to create a new conclusion or draw a new conclusion from those available data, kunwari, yung probiotics hindi lang siya basta against diarrhea, pero out of those studies, gusto mo din i-check kung mas effective siya sa Asian people or sa European children or sa African children. So something new out of those data, then that is already meta-analysis. Okay? Please don't be confused. Okay, systematic review is more on organizing the data, making it easier to understand, while meta-analysis is drawing a new conclusion out of available data or available research articles. Yan yung systematic review versus meta-analysis. So, yun na nga, na-analyze natin yung data. Okay, nakita na natin na talagang consistent in every research article, in every related article, talagang mataas yung effectivity ng probiotics against diarrhea. Then, we can now apply our study. So, we declare, or we share the strength of evidence. Talagang in the 100 studies that we've read, lahat ng children na nandun, hindi na na-hospitalize or na-prevent na yung adverse event. So, we share that in our conclusion. Or, ayan, we can also share the relevance of evidence. So, ngayon, pwede mong dugtungan dun sa chapter 5 mo na it is recommended or highly recommended by these articles na probiotics should be administered to children who experience acute diarrhea. Kaya naman, different probiotics with different concentration or different makeup of bacteria naman, as shown in these data, will parang further help or should be explored, ganyan. Parang ganon. So, yung relevance of evidence. So, what can be applied, okay, and what needs further research if may mga research gaps kayo na identify. Ayan. So, yun yung impact. Okay, tapos na tayo sa what is a systematic review, yung impact niya, okay, kung paano siya makakapag-contribute sa isang research problem. And now, we go to the use of reference manager. So, yung reference manager, allow me to clarify na hindi lang po siya pang systematic review or pang meta-analysis. Kahit kayo, if you are doing experimental research today, ayan, you can use this. This will also be a helpful tool for you. What is a reference manager? It's a software, and you usually download it from Chrome or your favorite browser. And it is a standard step in composing research projects. It helps create citations and bibliographic pages with features that assist with citation generation in different styles. So, di ba sa URDC template natin, meron tayong fina-follow na citation, yung APA, di ba? Yung APA citation. So, this reference management software can do that work for you instead of having to type the author, the date, di ba? The title, the publisher manually. Okay, the reference manager can help you So, isi-search mo lang yung article and then ibibigay niya na sa'yo yung tamang pagkakasite ng study na yun in whatever format that you like. Diba? Ang galing. Nakakagaan siya ng trabaho. Nakakagaan siya ng loob. Citations can come from online articles, books, journals, and other sources, and allows users to organize resources into one accessible location. And this is my favorite feature in the research reference manager that I use, because there are folders in that software. So if you're doing multiple studies or multiple research, nakagroup siya, lahat ng about antimicrobial resistance andito sa folder na to. So, mas madali mong mababalikan yung mga articles na ginagamit mo. Kunwari, gusto mo siyang i-cite ulit or meron pa siyang other valuable information na pwede mo pang i-include sa study mo, madali mo silang mababalikan. Why should you use a reference management software? It's most straightforward and efficient way to track sources when working on a project. Users can save valuable time because it does the citation and bibliography for you. Ayan, citation generation and bibliographic generation. Yan yung best feature ng reference manager. Here are examples of reference managers. I personally use Mendeley. This is what I use. And nakasanayan ko na kasi siya. So, until now, Mendeley pa din ako. But, if you want to check, no, baka gusto nyong kumilala ng ibang reference managers, you can also use EndNote, Zotero, yan, etc. So, yan. Ayan, yan yung Mendeley. Yung flash ko ay yung EndNote. Tapos, ayun. So, if you want to know more about reference manager, you can search for this article para lang maintindihan nyo. But it's very easy to understand naman. Once na makagamit kayo ng reference manager, you will never go back kasi ganun siya ka-convenient to use. Ayan. And as we end, okay, gusto lang natin i-recap na ang systematic review ba, porket hindi siya experimental, hindi kayo nagko-collect ng bacteria, di ba? Nag-grow ng bacteria. Poor quality of research pa siya or poor quality of information? Definitely no. Kasi kung nakikita nga natin dito sa ating hierarchy, nasa taas po ang systematic review. Medyo advanced na siya actually. Kaya, let us not look down on systematic reviews. But, of course, for your batch, no, baka sabihin nyo, bakit kami nag-experimental? Siyempre, because at your level, you will learn more from doing experiments because that will also hone your skills. Diba? Your laboratory skills. Pag nag-MS na kayo, nag-masters, diba? Nag-medicine, dahil meron na kayong prior knowledge, syempre dito muna tayo magsisimula sa mababa. Pag na-build nyo na yung foundation nyo sa experimental studies, diba? Sa pag-case control, cohort, diba? Mas maiintindihan nyo or mas makakagawa kayo ng higher quality systematic reviews and meta-analysis research. Ayun. So, what should you remember from this slide? Meta-analysis is at the top. It's the most, it has the highest quality of information. And just to compare, okay, what is the difference between original and review article? Pag original article, ito yung mga cohort, cross-sectional, case control. We use primary literature and we collect primary data, meaning you are the ones who generate your own data. This type of article would usually include the IMRAD. Okay, yun yung introduction, methodology, results, ano pa yun? Results and discussion. It conducts an experiment, diba? And reports the findings. For review article naman, we use secondary data kasi available na siya, nakapublish na siya, i-organize na lang natin. But what is common in these two types of articles is that both are relevant, both are have great contribution to knowledge, and both can be published in a scholarly peer-reviewed journal. Ayan, so that is the end of our discussion. I hope you were able to learn a lot from this video. Sana na-refresh ang knowledge nyo about systematic review. And who knows, no? This data or this video may be helpful for you if you would be pursuing this kind of study when you become professionals. So, that's it for MLSR. Thank you so much for listening and have a nice day. Thank you.